What data can you use to try and predict price? You don't own an exchange. You're not sitting there looking at wires people are sending. Even if you did own an exchange and you were looking at those wire transfers, you don't know who the Bitcoin guys are. They're going to dump into those bids. So even if you own an exchange and had a wealth of information about what kind of depositors and what sizes they were sending, and how much the lag is between when a wire hits and when they actually hit buy, I can think of some other interesting ways that I won't tell you about on how to use the user's client to try and predict when they're going to buy. I don't have any of those tools, right? I have the chart, I have the news, and I have understanding of fundamentals. And the fundamentals don't matter, so you can forget those. They don't matter for price at all. Which leaves you with news, which sometimes matters, right? Trump tweets that Bitcoin's garbage, hates it, terrorism, blah-de-blah, right? Orange coin bad, says Orange Man. Well, what'd the price do? It went up like 5%, 6% as he was talking. Oh, okay, that's weird. I guess no one cares about what he tweets. But then, like a day or two later, time to dump. So was there just a lag? Like people couldn't find the sell buttons? Maybe the market reacted better to news when there was more traders and more retail involved with their, day trading screens there. Maybe so many day traders got wrecked in the bear market that, imagine that you made a killing in the bear market shorting, and then it 5x's in 4 months. You're fucking wrecked. And I told people this. I told people at 4,000, when we broke out of that ascending triangle, flat top, you could basically trade those flat top breakouts pretty reliably in these last 4 or 5 months, as long as they built up enough pressure so that the triangle was wide enough. Then people got their bids and asks stacked on that, consolidation range. And then once it breaks out of the range, one side has to capitulate and give up, and you get these huge candles, right? $1,000, $1,500 candle. So I told everyone the time for shorting is over. Do not short. Be flat or long. I said that at about 4,200. And then giant candle, and then tons more giant candles with no dips. Hilarious. So now the dips here. So how do you buy it? Scale your bids, 8,500, 9,000. We should hit 8,500. The issue is we have a CME gap to close at 8,500, and we have closed all of them previously. Now that is not a spot product, that's a future product. Futures can go premium or they can go discount. So if you want to close that gap at 8,500, you can close it with a wick, or you could close it with the futures being at a discount. You could close it with the futures being at a premium. And then you've got to make a guess as to, okay, if we want to close that gap, where's the spot price actually going to be? Regardless of that gap fill narrative, we also have a 50% of the parabolic move, which lands us at 8,500. We also have the 40% max drop, 4,500. We also have, 8,500. We got the gap to fill at 8,500. We just did 9,500 today. This isn't asking for much, right? We have another congressional Senate hearing on Libra Facebook. Trump tweeted tomorrow. We have that. We had one today, dropped from 10.4 down to 9,500. So we dropped $1,000 on the Facebook hearings. We dropped from, on the Trump tweet, we went from 10,293 up to about like 11, or 10,293 up to about 10,951. So we pumped, $700 on Trump, smack talking Bitcoin, through his minion Munchkin, whose name I believe is accurately pronounced Mnuchin, who's in the Panama Papers and flies in private jets, and his work was an executive at Goldman Sachs, etc. I'm a single issue voter. If you don't like what I've invested the majority of my wealth in, I don't like you. You're not my friend. I invested in something good. I want the price to go up. If you want the price to go down because you want to talk shit about technology, if you want to talk shit about terrorism and the funding of bad people, well, then you can just ban the US dollar, because that's what all of that stuff's done in, Drug sales, dollars. Kidnappings, dollars. Everything's done in dollars, right? Oh, they're doing malware and they're doing it for Bitcoin. How much you want to bet it's actually getting turned into dollars, right? So you can't get angry at technology. You can't get angry at tools. You know how many criminals use pencils? Let's get rid of pencils. Like if you want to make an impact in crime, you need to stop doing security theater and law enforcement theater and hire investigators. Investigators put people in jail. Prosecutors put people in jail. Jails house people, right? You could build out law enforcement infrastructure that did a very good job without fake meta law enforcement, where you take the limited number of investigators and prosecutors that you have, right? And you settle most cases anyway. A lot, in the federal level, something like 90% of all cases are just settled and they don't see court. They don't see trial. That means something's wrong with your legal system. You're never even, you're either not attacking enough people, right, to get to trial, or your penalties are so draconian and unfair that everyone settles because they have no choice, right? There's no reasonable system where you're doing a good job in law enforcement and you settle cases 90% of the time before trial. It doesn't make any damn sense. And it's also not how normal law enforcement works outside the federal level. So take all the money that you could save by not doing security theater with, pretending that you're making an impact. You're not making an impact, right? Oh, okay, we made it really hard for people to open up Bitcoin accounts. So you think the drug cartels gave a fuck ever in their whole life? They don't. They do not care at all. They buy property, right? They like, I'm not going to go into like, if you want to read about how people hide money, it ain't Bitcoin. The coin that is totally 100% trackable forever, obviously, right? So